Hello and welcome to Trading Super. My name is Jared Putnam. We're looking at the use of TradeWell along with PhilFinder, and we're applying it today toward July 2018 crude futures, crude oil, CL. And so Wednesday, June 6th, we've had a big push to the downside. TradeWell has picked up on this and is now showing a sell zone that begins at 64.76, goes up to 65.06, and so we just take 64.76, 65.06, activate resistance, and we've now got our zone up on the screen. The risk and the quantity, you can control this, and so that what I mean by risk is it's actually the risk is tied to the construct of the trade itself, and so the order flow event, sometimes they happen over just a few pennies, and sometimes over much more than that. And so whatever size that is, that's up to the market. Each situation is unique. However, the targets, smaller target, larger target, are in a multiple of the risk. That's how it's configured, and so you can go for a single multiple of your risk. So whatever your risk is, you can make that your smaller target, or you can select whatever you want. And I say smaller and larger, target 1 and 2, but you can actually make this, you can make your targets whatever you want them to be. And so it has a lot of flexibility there. Also your quantities, you can set those to whatever you want. So I've got mine set, and as you can see, the TradeWell zone is very clear to see up here. We've entered that into PhilFinder, activated the resistance, and so now it's just up to the market to get into the zone. Crude futures just below and now just at zone we entered into PhilFinder, so I'll just go ahead and expand this out a little bit so we can see easier. And so what we've done is we've had a level, an automated alert system show us by way of TradeWell that an opportunity, a chance for the market to run into some resistance is present between 64.76 and 65.06, and so we've got that. And now what we're doing here by putting it in PhilFinder is letting PhilFinder monitor the order flow sequence of events that take place as the market trades in the zone. Scenario that develops that favors an outcome to the downside. So if a situation develops where the price falls more easily than it will rise, and that's validated by the market in real time. If that situation develops, then PhilFinder will note that, recognize it, trigger an entry, and simultaneously also place your stop as well as your profit objectives. And as I had mentioned, the stop will be okay, so we'll get a real-time look at this here. So we've got stops at 97, just outside of the order flow event, short from 64.90. The smaller target's down at 79, the larger's down at 67. Market's close here, so just filled the smaller target. Stop automatically as soon as that was filled. Stop, as you can see, is now at 64.90. And so now looking for a little bit more follow through down to 67.
Order filled.
Okay, so we can see where the orders began. Stop started at 97, dropped down to the entry price once the smaller profit objective filled. And we can see our smaller profit objective, our larger profit objective, both were hit. We can see there were 6 contracts traded. The P&L on the trade is 900, and that's all from a market that had sold off, generated a potential resistance zone, and so that zone was broadcast by TradeWell. Shows up automatically, as you saw. Once it's there, you simply enter that into PhilFinder, and so you just take the numbers that are here, enter them in, activate the zone, and you can do it ahead or behind, whatever you want to do, but then just simply select the size of your target based on the multiple of the risk is how it's set up. And so if you want your target to be 2 times your initial risk, then just put in a multiple of 2. And then you can also select your quantities, whatever suits your account, whatever suits your risk tolerance, whatever suits your goals, etc. And you're in a position where you're then able to let the market, by way of order flow activity and analysis, let it validate the zone in real time. So rather than just trading a zone because it's a zone, trade the zone if and when the market validates it. And that's what separates PhilFinder from just having good zones. Is great zones are fine, that's wonderful, and it's great when they work, but when the market ignores them and you just put money up just for nothing and then it gets blown through and you give away a bunch of money and get stopped out, it's not such a great idea. And so it's difficult to be consistent when you're using zones that sometimes hold and sometimes don't. And they all do. Sometimes they hold and sometimes they don't. And so there's a necessity to validate it in real time, and that's what PhilFinder does. And so I hope you can see the value here. And if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to comment in the comments below. And if you want to keep abreast of what's going on and various other things, we're coming out with some other new items here very soon. And so if you want to be aware of all these things, you're welcome to subscribe to the channel as well. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, everyone. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.